What's up, awesome YouTubers? Red1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys. And today, because it's Pride Month still, I'm going to show you guys my LGBTQ film collection, DVDs, Blu-rays, and a couple 4Ks in here. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we are going to get started. So this was actually a request from my buddy Doug Lander, or Doug Connor. And he wanted to see my collection, and so I was like, well, this is a really good video, I'll definitely do that. And you know, some of these films might not be, you know, legit LGBTQ films, but I tend to watch them during this month, or during, you know, every so couple years during the Pride Month, just because they might have a very strong LGBTQ character in a film. Or, you know, I just love watching them. So I consider them LGBTQ films. I know everybody has their films that they love or really enjoy watching during the month. So I hope you guys enjoy my collection, and let me know what your guys' favorites are. And I'm not going to talk about these too long. I always seem to talk too much when I do this video, because I've done it several times now. So if I get to one that I absolutely love or I highly recommend, I'll let you guys know. So we're gonna do the couple TV shows real quick, and then I have maybe one other TV show in my Blu-ray stack, which I'll show off. But the first two TV shows, you know, when I came out, this was something that my buddy Doug let me watch. He let me borrow his sets. I eventually got my own set. That is Queer as Folk. This was a big thing for me when I came out. And that's the US TV show. I love it. I've seen it, you know, 2 or 3 times in its whole entire run. So I love that. And then I have the UK TV show, which I've only watched the first episode. It was a long time ago. I had a hard time getting this DVD set. I was on eBay one day. It was 30 bucks, pretty much in mint condition, so had to get it. This is actually really hard to come by. But this is a UK TV show, which this is, the US show is based off this. Shorter episode, or a shorter series. The episodes are actually like a little over an hour long. But it has a lot of familiar faces in it. A young Charlie Hunnam's in this. This is kind of where one of the first things that really started his, you know, acting career. But I'm definitely going to check this one out soon. Hopefully I could start watching it, or finish it, or start and finish it within the month of June. If not, I'm going to watch it soon anyway. So that is Queer as Folk, the UK TV show. Now we're going to go into my DVDs and then go into my Blu-rays. So again, going to go through these pretty quick. If you guys have questions on them, definitely leave comments down below. You know, I'll definitely answer them. I know sometimes I have a hard time getting back to responding, and I apologize about that, but I do appreciate the comments, and I definitely try to respond. Then we got, starting off with the DVDs, I tend to ramble sometimes, and the band played on one of the rare, or not one of the rare, but one of the early films based around the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. Heartbreaking movie to watch. I've only seen it maybe just once, just because it is really sad. But the cast is amazing. So good. I love the cast. So check that one out. I think it came out in 1990 or 1989. Then we got just two goofy, well, I would just say a lot of fun. They're goofy in some ways, but they're a lot of fun. Pretty much the gay versions of American Pie. Another gay movie. Similar storyline in this. If you've seen it, or if you're interested in seeing it, you'll definitely see a pattern where it's similar to American Pie. But another gay movie is a lot of fun. Very good. Very, very enjoyable movie. And then its sequel, another gay sequel. So, not going to be for everybody, but if you just want a good time, good laugh, check those out. A Beautiful Thing, so good, so good. And for the youths out there in the community, this is one to check out. You know, it's hard to come by a lot of, you know, LGBTQ films, gay-themed films for the youths out there. Especially if you're, you know, wanting to come out, or say you just came out and you're wanting to watch movies that are around your age range. Beautiful Thing's one of them. So good. One of my favorites. Big gay musical. Again, just a lot of fun, good time, very enjoyable. One of my personal favorites, I love it, Burning Blue. Then we got The Celluloid Closet, great documentary covering LGBTQ and gay cinema from the old Hollywood up until 1992, 93. Somewhere around there. I really hope that they release this one on Blu-ray, but I would love for them to do a part 2 because there's been so many great LGBTQ characters and LGBTQ films, gay-themed films, since this documentary came out. But I love this documentary. Really talks about characters that were in old-time Hollywood that you might not, they might straight out, or they might not, straight out say that a character is gay or so on and so on, but they insinuate it pretty much. So, Hollywood was totally different back in the, even the 80s, even the 90s, but old Hollywood definitely, you could not straight out say the word gay in a movie or have a gay character be, right there front and center. There was the undertones and there was elements there, but they did not say the word gay. So old Hollywood was really interesting. But then, it covers some really great movies that came out, and they definitely are films that over time I've watched and have really enjoyed. So check out The Celluloid Closet. It is great. It's hard to come by. I know it's out of print, but if you could watch it on YouTube and hopefully one day it gets a re-release, that would be awesome because it is one to check out. I was very happy to get that where I used to work. So $1.99, we had it. I was like, awesome. So I was able to get that one. This is, again, another one for the youths out there in the community. I definitely recommend it. Freak Show, really good film, just pretty much, learning to, not care what people think about who you are. It's about a gay teenage boy going to a new school, and the school's not very accepting of him, and, people tell him, hey, tone down who you are, but, and during, some period in the some time period in the movie or some moment in the film, he tries to do that, but in the end he realizes I am who I am, and that's all that matters. He runs for, prom queen in the movie. Such a good movie. I was a big fan of it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it was a lot of fun. It was heartwarming. I love the lead character in the movie. So check out Freak Show. Again, not a lot of films for the youths in the community, and that's one I definitely recommend. Then we got Free Fall, my favorite gay-themed film, favorite LGBTQ film. Love this movie. Perfect cast. I love the leads. Their relationship. They have a friendship outside of the film, but the chemistry is amazing in this. It is the German, and what I consider the German Brokeback Mountain film. Came out in 2013. I slightly like it better than Brokeback Mountain, though that's not taking away from how much I love that film. This one is just really good, and I love that a lot. GBF, so much fun. Again, if you're looking for the youths in the community, if you're looking for a movie for you, check this one out. It is so much fun. It is just a really good movie, and I think anybody can watch this film and just laugh because it is one of the best comedies out there. I love GBF. Get and Go, just a great kind of film documentary, a documentary in a film. Yeah, I love Get and Go. And then for the slasher movie lovers out there, and I left off two others, which, Hide and Go Shriek, which has a lot of gay undertones in it, and then of course Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. But Hellbent is a straightforward gay-themed slasher movie. If you love slasher movies, if you love scary movies, and if you love gay-themed films, check out Hellbent. So, very good. The trailers aren't good. The trailers really make it really hokey. It's a lot better than the trailers are. So, I tend to watch it every Halloween because it's based in October and Halloween night, so another reason to love it. In and Out, very fun Kevin Kline film. Kevin Kline? Kevin Kline. Meant to say Kevin Kline. Jeffrey. I have not seen this yet. I think it's going to bring tears to my eyes, but I have to see it eventually. A documentary based on Matthew Shepard, and if you don't know who Matthew Shepard was, he was murdered in 1998 for being gay. Definitely a different time period. Even the 90s, it was unheard of to be accepted. It was rare to be accepted for being gay, for being transgender, bisexual. The 90s were hard, especially for youths in school and just youths in general. And Matthew Shepard died because of it. He was murdered. Very sad. Read up on the story if you don't know about it. But I have to watch this eventually. I just know it's going to bring tears to my eyes. The Laramie Project. So, but again, read up on the story if you don't know who Matthew Shepard was. So, then we got Longtime Companion. One of my favorites. Love this. Again, another film based around the AIDS epidemic from the early 80s to when people started knowing about it. Though it did not have a name at the time, people, were hearing about, this disease. It was the gay cancer in the early 80s. And then, leading up to 1989, I believe. But what I love about it is the friendships that all these characters have for each other. And even though there's heartbreaking times and very emotional times, there's also very happy times. And the relationship and bonds that they have get them going during a scary time. So check out Longtime Companion if you can. Maybe it's on YouTube. I know the US DVD's out of print and hard to get. Hopefully one day, crossing my fingers, we get a Blu-ray. But this is so good. So I know I said I wasn't going to talk about these too long, but I love this movie. Again, I have my favorites, so I got to talk about them. But Longtime Companion, great movie. Check it out. Check it out. This is actually a foreign DVD. I got it on eBay for $1.99, brand new. So maybe you can come across this. Then I got a film. This was actually one of the rare films to openly be a gay-themed film. And in the 80s, this sparked a lot of controversy. And unfortunately, one of the actors in the film, this was his last his last movie. And before this movie, he had a really popular one out there. He's known for a lot of TV now because Hollywood wasn't casting him in movies after this. But that is Making Love. So read up on this movie. Very interesting. Read when the movie came out and how the studios were pretty much not on board with this movie. In the celluloid closet, they talk about the movie and how one of the head studio people at MGM just stopped the film when there was that moment where two men even kissed. But Harry Hamlin, the actor I was talking about, known for Clash of the Titans, then did this movie, and after this film, Hollywood pretty much, disowned him. Not completely. I mean, he got television work, but no Hollywood film studio took him into consideration for films after this. So, unfortunately, he did not have a film career, but he does have a television career, and he's a really good actor. So, check out Making Love. It is a really good one. Again, another one of those films I talked about in the beginning that you probably won't consider to be LGBTQ, but I do. The Next Best Thing. I watch it. If I don't watch it every Pride Month, I watch it every couple of years, but it's just one of my favorite comedies. Madonna, Rupert Everett, love that movie. Another one I love, a romantic comedy, Object of My Affection. Pretty much real quick, it is about Paul Rudd. He's a gay man in the movie. His best friend moves in with him, that's Jennifer Aniston, and she winds up falling in love with him, but she realizes she can't have him. But, so good. So good. Very good movie. very charming film. I love romantic comedies. Pride, awesome movie. Q-Rel, hopefully I'm saying that right. I've only seen it once. Very strange movie. But again, I watched The Celluloid Closet, and I think it was mentioned in it. Or it was mentioned briefly in it. Brad Davis, the late Brad Davis, is in the movie. But yeah, interesting film. Not going to be for everybody, but it was interesting. Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street. Mark Patton documentary. Just reviewed this yesterday. Awesome documentary. Stonewall. I know Stonewall, historically, they did not do the story 100%, but I think I just love the movie for the characters. You get invested in the lead character in the film. So the first film, so I had Queer as Folk was the TV show I watched when I came out. This was the first gay-themed film I saw when I came out, thanks to my buddy Doug, and that is Jim Fall's Trick. You know, crossing my fingers, hopefully we get that second movie soon. I love Trick, and if you've not seen it, check it out. It's so good. It's just a really good comedy, romantic comedy. I love it. And then the last of the DVDs, we still have the Blu-rays to do, but the last of the DVDs, I watch this one every year. I love it. Again, like Free Fall and even Trick, the two leads are fantastic and the chemistry is great. The Trip. I love The Trip. It's so good. So good. Just a good, like, you know, it's a sad movie, but it's a really good romantic movie. I love The Trip, so check that one out. Check it out. Alright guys, so let's get on to the Blu-rays. I have a nice stack here too. We're going to get through some of these. I consider this LGBTQ and part of that genre of film, and that is Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, some people, I think most people would consider this LGBTQ film. This a LGBTQ film. I don't know. I've some people consider it. Some people probably wouldn't. I do. So Bohemian Rhapsody, based on Queen, Freddie Mercury. Loved him. Oh, you know, the ending of the movie, the Live Aid concert, still brings tears to my eyes every time I watch it. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Again, not a film that, you know, 100%, you know, is accurate to, you know, Freddie Mercury and the real life band Queen, but I do love that movie. The Boys in the Band. I watch it every year. I love the original film, based on the Broadway show. Directed by William Friedkin. I cannot wait for the new one. I know they did the Broadway show, which the new cast of characters or new cast of actors are going to go on to do the new movie that's coming on Netflix. Cannot wait for that, but The Boys in the Band, I love. Talked about Brokeback Mountain when I talked about Free Fall. Brokeback Mountain, 2005, 2006, I saw this movie. And again, growing up, you know, if you watched my, you know, coming out video, or 6 years after I came out video, as a kid, as a teenager growing up, I always knew I liked men. You know, it was always in the back of my mind. There's some attraction there. You know, I didn't come to terms with my sexuality until 2012. But, you know, I just remember seeing this film in 2006, and it was one of the first gay-themed films. It was the first gay-themed film I saw. I did not know of too many when this movie came out, but Brokeback Mountain, always loved this film. You know, has a special place in my heart. Very good movie. Excellent movie. So, going on, guys. I know I said I wasn't going to ramble. I'm doing that. Call Me By Your Name. Everybody knows about this movie, but, you know, it deserves the praise that it gets. I love Call Me By Your Name. So good. Again, another film that I don't know if many people consider this to be part of the LGBTQ film genre. I do. Jared Leto gives a fantastic performance. Dallas Buyers Club. Everybody does so good in this movie. Matthew McConaughey deserved his Oscar win, but Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club, amazing. So, again, not really a straightforward LGBTQ LGBTQ film. I know, straightforward, straight. But, I put it in with that genre. So, then we got The Danish Girl. Great movie there. Love it. I got Freefall on Blu-ray. Then we got Ideal Home, just a fun comedy. Again, another, LGBTQ film with Paul Rudd in it. But just a lot of fun. No one really knows about this. It went straight to video. It's just a funny movie to check out. Sorry if it's getting a little dark. It's kind of getting, the clouds are pretty much, the light is from the light outside and the clouds are just going over. So, or it's shadowing over. The Imitation Game, very good movie, based on Arthur Turning, I believe. Yeah, Alan Turning. I'm sorry, Alan Turning. His story, heartbreaking movie to watch. A man who really, is part of history, but when it came to his sexuality and being gay, it was just unheard of at that time. You could not be open. You had to hide it. And unfortunately, very sad ending. Yeah. Well, it will bring some tears to your eyes. The Imitation Game. A film that, it's a drama, it's a comedy. I really enjoy I actually really love this film. Fantastic cast. The kids are alright. Love that movie. Check that one out. It is really good. Again, one of my favorite gay-themed films, LGBTQ films. Latter Days. Love it. I watch this. If I don't watch it every other year, and I did watch it in the beginning of June, and I love that movie. A short season TV show that I really think should have went on longer. It is a great show for, the community to watch now. Very realistic during the time period that we have right now. And that is Looking. Great TV show. Lasted only 2 seasons. It's a shame. It should have went on longer. Came out on HBO. Hopefully one day the show will get a revival either on HBO Max or Netflix or some type of streaming network. But I love Looking. Check it out. They did a movie. This is included. The movie is included in the set. Very good movie. But again, I think there's just so much more that, we need to see when it comes to these characters and stories on Looking. So, yeah, love that. I definitely relate to some of that in that show, and really love it. Just watched this last night. Again, another film for the youths out there. This one is just in general, a fantastic film. Love, Simon. And every time I watch Love, Simon, I get emotional. But last night, I don't know what it was, but I've seen it 3 times now. But there are a few moments in this movie where I literally tear up. Yeah, I wish I had more films like this when I was growing up and questioning myself and always knowing in the back of my mind that I liked, boys, men back in the day. Just growing up, this would have been a great show, or not a great show, but a great movie for me. And again, when I was growing up, there were LGBTQ films out there, gay themed films, but there wasn't a lot of them, and there wasn't a lot of youth ones. And I wish we had films like Love, Simon back then, because this was so good. So good. Alright guys, I'm going to go through these pretty quick. I know I said I wasn't going to ramble. I do that. We got Milk. Great movie. Sean Penn, fantastic. It's Harvey Milk. But something I like even better, it's a wonderful documentary. I love them both evenly. But that is The Times of Harvey Milk. So, I talk way too fast. Sorry about that. But The Times of Harvey Milk, fantastic. Check it out. Like I was saying though, awesome double feature. Movie with Sean Penn. Sorry. Amazing movie. amazing documentary. Check them both out. So good. Very emotional, of course. Harvey Milk was still is, in my opinion, a huge influence in the LGBTQ community. And if you don't know who Harvey Milk is, research him. He changed some things, and yeah, I wrote a paper about him in college, and my history professor really enjoyed it. Moonlight, I consider it. I know some people don't consider this to be a gay-themed film. I do. It is just pretty much a coming-to-age type of film. It's a movie about a character in the movie, you know, from the time he was a little kid up until he was an adult, you know, having to go through so much, not just struggling with his sexuality, but just struggling with life. And in the end, it always brings a happy tear to my eye because he finally gets to be happy in some sense. So check out Moonlight. I love the last 2 minutes of the movie. That always gets me. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but it is a great movie. Check it out. Another film based in the AIDS epidemic in the 80s, again, starting in the early 80s up until the late 80s, The Normal Heart. I watch this every year. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it soon. I watched this one quite a bit, you know, and the band played on. I don't watch that one as much. It's not like a top favorite for me, but The Normal Heart and Longtime Companion, I watch them every year. I love the movies, so love this. Came out on HBO. Check it out, so if you haven't seen it. Everybody knows about this movie. Philadelphia, another great one, so check that one out if you haven't seen it. Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington. You know, it's been an amazing week for the community, and on Monday, the Supreme Court ruled that businesses cannot fire people in the LGBTQ community because of, you know, their sexuality. So that was historical. That's going to be a historic moment. Like many moments, we still have a lot going on in the world, but I think this week has just been a bit of an uplifting week. So, but yeah, check out Philadelphia. Very similar to what happened on Monday. So, yeah. Everybody knows about it now. Rocket Man, I love it. Taron Egerton as Ellen John was amazing. Shelter, one of my all-time favorites. I wish I would have known about this movie growing up, back around the time that it came out. I was in high school when this movie came out, and it would have been really good to see this. But Shelter, awesome. Grew up with this one, just a funny comedy. I love it. To Wong Fu, hello, Julie Newmar. Just a hilarious movie. I forgot the Birdcage. I own the Birdcage as well. I tend to forget movies sometimes when I do these collection videos. Birdcage is hilarious, but To Wong Fu, I love that movie. We're getting down to the last two. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. Tom at the Farm. Again, a lot of gay elements in the film. It's not a LGBTQ film just in general, but I do put it under this category, in my opinion. So, but Tom at the Farm, very intense, very suspenseful film, but I recommend checking it out. And then the last one, The Weeknd, which I've only watched this once. I gotta admit, it's not one of my favorites. Very good movie, but it's not one I go to quite a bit. But anyway, guys, I probably left off, like I said, I left off the Birdcage and a few others that I mentioned, but I love this genre, the genre of film. So if you guys have your favorite LGBTQ films, definitely put them down below. That would be awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love making videos. I have fun doing this stuff, and it is a perfect time in the month of June to talk about LGBTQ subjects, genre of film, anything within the month of Pride. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with a positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. And once again, as always, I love you guys. All right.